Today, we will talk about communism, understanding its history, pros, and cons. Communism is a political and economic ideology that advocates for a classless society and the communal ownership of all property and wealth. This concept has roots dating back to the 4th century BCE, but the modern usage of the term began during the French Revolution. The communist ideology developed further with the publication of Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels' Communist Manifesto in 1848. Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels' Communist Manifesto presented a materialist and scientific analysis of the history and future trajectory of human society, advocating for a global proletarian revolution that would usher in an era of socialism and communism. The French Revolution was highlighted as a significant historical turning point, replacing the medieval class struggle with a modern one pitting the bourgeoisie against the proletariat. After the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia, the Soviet Union attempted to put communist theory into practice. While centralized planning enabled rapid industrialization, the Soviet economy grew at a slower pace compared to its capitalist counterparts. The Soviet Union eventually collapsed in 1991 after economic decline and reform efforts. Mao Zedong's Communist Party gained control of China in 1949, forming the world's second major Marxist-Leninist state. Mao's rule was marked by violence, deprivation, and ideological purges. After Mao's death, market reforms were introduced, and China's economy began to include some capitalist elements, although the Communist Party remains in power. The Cold War was a long standoff between the US and the Soviet Union, characterized by political and military tensions. The Cold War ended with the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991. Communism faced two major factors contributing to its failure: the absence of incentives for citizens to produce for profit and the inherent inefficiencies of centralized planning. The concentration of power in the hands of a select few also led to corruption and inefficiency within the system. An example of communism would be a commune where people live together, share responsibilities, and possessions. However, on a larger scale, communism has failed to be successfully implemented. Communism is the official form of government in China, Cuba, Laos, North Korea, and Vietnam. However, these countries also incorporate some capitalist principles and are largely autocratic in nature. Communism, as a theory, advocates for a classless society and communal ownership of property and wealth. While it has existed harmoniously in smaller communities, larger attempts such as in Russia and China have faced challenges and deviations from communism. Here are two key takeaways. 1. Communism advocates for a classless society and communal ownership of property and wealth. 2. Prominent examples of communism were the Soviet Union and China, but larger attempts at implementing communism have faced challenges and deviations from the ideology. Hope this would help. Thanks for watching.